Hey, what's going on, guys? This is part 2 of Baba's You with the thank you. With the daily ish commentary on life. We left off beating level 1 or level 0, excuse me. And we're going to hop into level 1. Where do I go? So today I want to talk about I was asked, I was at one of these audio jobs that I'm doing. And I was talking to the one of the guys in the band who was playing, and we were talking about music, and he was like, "Oh, you know, are you in a band? You play anything?" And I mentioned that I was a classically trained tuba player, as I am, and the guy was super excited and was like, "Oh, we do all sorts of Oktoberfest stuff, and we, you should come play with us, blah blah blah, XYZ, and all that." I was like, "Oh, yeah, no, yeah, sounds interesting. I haven't really played in a while, ever since I moved out here. I don't really, not that I don't have much room in my apartment, because I do have room for it, but that's people who live above me. I'd have to practice, during normal times. It's a bit weird practicing with an audience, but and I'm not a practicer by any means. You can ask any of my professors in college. I find it tough to practice alone. But the guy seemed pretty into it. Wanted to play, all that. Had me come play with his band, which was like a guitarist, a bass, a keyboard player, and a drum set. The guy on the drum set. And, they doing Oktoberfest things, and they played one song which was "I Love Beer." It was a polka type tune and all that. And to me it sounded pretty cool. But I didn't think it was going to go very far. I would have loved to have done it, but again, I haven't played in 2 years, and even then, I consider myself classically trained, where you put some music in front of me, I could play it after I practice it a bit. But rock bands and stuff like that are very much ear driven. You know what I mean? It's very much you sit down and you play without looking at music. You feel the parts, you don't read the parts, and that's completely the opposite of what I do. I 100% read the parts, and through reading them you feel them. But if you asked me to improvise a bass line or something, I wouldn't. I would be like, okay, what key is it in? Which is a standard question. But beyond that, I give you 1/5s. I don't know if I could really add much jazz to it without taking that info home and a recording and sitting down and figuring it out. You know what I mean? It's not something that I could walk into a practice or let alone a gig and do. And so I know I've already beaten this level. I'm the first couple levels are gonna make me be more talking, and the next couple levels are gonna be more me trying to figure it out as I try and string some thoughts together. But so we exchanged numbers, and I went and I hung out with some people, and I wasn't really in an area with reception, but I ended up getting a text from him later in the night, saying that he was so glad to meet me, blah blah blah. And was excited to play, and I responded back, "Oh, great, it's good to meet you too. I'd love to play, but I'm out of practice basically." And no response, which was fine. I wasn't really expecting one. And then today's Tuesday. Today's actually Monday, but I'm pretending. No, today's actually Monday, yes, but I'm pretending it's Tuesday because this is coming out on Tuesday, the April 31st. That on Monday he friend requested me on Facebook, which he had my name. It wasn't like he had to do any stalking. I gave him my name and all that so he could put it in his phone and all that. But And so now I'm like, oh shit, is he like really serious? Am I gonna have to A, bring my tuba back from my parents' house over to here, B, knock all the cobwebs off and like relearn how to play, and then C, like figure out how to not even sight read, but how to like make a bass line, which is not something I've ever done. I haven't really played in a group like this, you know? So I don't know, I'm nervous about that. But the other half of this equation is it's a bass, electric bass. It's a guitar, an electric guitar. It's keyboards. They're amplified via, you know, he has an amplifier he plugs into. It's drums. They're loud. I can get pretty loud on the tuba. Don't get me wrong, but not that kind of loud. And so that kind of made me want to finish a project I started maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Which is good because I wanted to finish this project, but it reminded me of this project where I bought a bunch of equipment with the intent of in quotes, because I mean, yeah, it's metal, but electrifying the tuba. I bought some piezo microphones that I intended to stick on, hopefully with something removable so I don't, you know, ruin the finish and all that, and wire it up. And impedance was my big worry, impedance and impedance matching and all that. I think I know how I want to solve that. I have a piece of equipment that actually will hopefully handle it pretty well, but I just don't know. You know, I haven't done it yet, and I don't know what I want to do, and I'm not quite sure, to be honest, where all the pieces of it are. Some might be here, some might actually be in some of my storage at my parents'. I don't know. I have to dig it all out, but that I really want to finish. I want to fool around with that, because if I can get that down, that means I can plug into guitar or bass pedals, effects pedals. That means I could conceivably go through a computer and put whatever effects, auto-tune if I want to be so daring, or you know, feed it through anything. If I really wanted to, I could feed it through like you know, some compressors and some reverb and all that shit, and maybe some chorusing and you know, make it be something weird. It wouldn't work for bass lines, but I could also just do a simple little bit of compression and some maybe a little distortion or like an octave to make it like growl, you know, like, oh, really fucking growl. And if I can get myself a bass amp, if I could borrow, steal, or beg, you know, hopefully not steal, a nice bass amp, maybe I'll have a rig that would be worthy of, you know, playing on for a rock electric type group like that. I don't know. It's something that obviously I've been thinking about for a day or two, because I've been, you know, it's been on my mind with him getting in contact with me and all that, but I don't know. I'm torn between not wanting to fail, basically, at the end of the day, because like I said, I'm not trained and I don't have much experience and I'm not very good at what they want me to do, and B, having fun and doing all this, and you know, I'm just not quite sure where I land in that spectrum, and I actually have a couple of pedals that I've made for myself and that were intended as gifts that I never finished, which I need to find that and finish it and mail it to the recipients, because I told them I was going to do it, and then of course I fucking forgot and flaked out and ran into problems and, you know, all this stuff. But I don't know, it's reinvigorated my I want to do that feeling, you know. Especially now I have access through work to 3D printers. I have access to laser cutters. I have access to mills. I can do all sorts of cool shit. You know, I can make some nice stuff if I wanted to. You know, I could conceivably etch logos into things, or you know, one of the pedals I had been making, I wanted it to glow when it was activated. you know, and I have most of the stuff that's like that I need to do that. I never really finished it. So it's kind of awoken this secondary like need to build things, to get back into using my hands. And if you've been watching the stream at all, you might have seen that on Sunday night I took apart a monitor that had a couple of blown capacitors in it, and went through the process of opening up the monitor and explaining why and how and all that, and I ended up ordering the pieces I need, so hopefully part 2 to that will be out in the next week, but I don't know. I don't think all these, I don't want to call them rants, but all these discussions will really have a point or an end. Some might, but this one doesn't really. Just that I'm a little conflicted about it. The want to not fail combined with the want to not the want to do something cool and you know, the want to have some purpose in that direction after not doing, you know, any music for so long. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think that's the theme for this one. But anyway, that's about all I have for tonight. We'll hit up part 2. Part 3. Level 2 on what will be Wednesday? Is today Tuesday? Today's actually Tuesday. Shoot, all that stuff I said about Monday was wrong. Monday was yesterday. Today's Tuesday. So this episode's coming out Wednesday. So level 2 episode 3 will come out on Thursday. Wow. We're fucking Back to the Future timelines going on. All right, have a good night.